Do you want to go to the park? What would you like to do this morning? Want to go for a walkies? Do you want to go out for a walk? Wow. Gonna go walkies. Should we go and get your things on then? Mummy needs to get some clothes on because we're sat in bed waiting to do a Q&A. And then a little boy, as I was going through the questions, a little boy called David said, Mummy, can we please go out for a walkies? And I said, of course we can. Here's a cuddle. And then we will go for a walkies. Come on then. Minky's padding around and you're on a box. So I'm hoping that you will stay steady. Right, I'm in bed. What are you doing? Get your biscuit. You little tinker. I've got a million, exaggerating again, loads of questions that you've sent regarding the Q&A. Loads. So what I thought I'd do is stick a bit of YouTube on in the background and do my face while I answer some of your questions. Let me find something to watch on telly. Excuse the hair. What should we put on? England Family, Dancing Bacons, I don't know. Right, let's put that on in the background. Right, so what I'm going to do first is just take this old mascara off because I did actually sleep in it, which is not good, is it? And go in with my number 7 Restore Renew Dual Action Cleansing Lotion to start with. And I need to read a question before I do this because I'm going putting it on my eyes. Gosh, I need some glasses. Glasses on. I'm glad you're happy and have a new boyfriend. You have lost a lot of weight. But you wanted to lose that amount. Last time I saw you were bigger. Are you eating enough? There's been so many questions on my weight loss. So let's address that first. Back in, well, my whole life, I've struggled with my weight. I'm quite sure me and Susie both did our whole lives. And actually at my biggest, I was 18.5 stone at 5'3", which was not good at all. It happened over the course of not stopping dancing, and then we had horses and I had an injury, snapped my left cruciate ligament, tore at my ACL. So I was on crutches for a long time. Again, even the NHS back then, this was 1997, wasn't great. Well, you know what, you know my thoughts on it. But anyway, the waiting list was so long that I was on crutches for about a year and a bit. Crazy. So I put a lot of weight on, and then they sent me private in the end, and I had that reconstructed. Then managed to lose it and then put it back on, lost it, put it back on, lost it, put it back on. Then 7 years later I had a slight accident breaking in one of my youngsters, one of my horses, and I did the same to my right leg. So that was fun. Kids, I'm talking, sweethearts. So then I had to wait so many months and I got that one reconstructed. So again, put weight on, lost it, put weight on, lost it. Backwards and forwards, you know, yo-yoed up my whole life. And then in 2015, there was a girl at work who had, I left my makeup on last night as well, who lost a load of weight. And I said, gosh, how have you done that? And she said she'd had a gastric band. So, you know me, impulsive, and I was pretty desperate at that point. I was very heavy, 18 stone or something. And within 15 minutes, I was on the phone to Leeds Nuffield private hospital, paid my consultation, and I'd booked a gastric band. So I had that weight loss surgery, lost an awful lot of weight, 11, 12, 13, probably about 7 stone. So got down to 11 and a half. And also within those years, you can start beating your band, although I couldn't eat or drink till about 3 p.m. It was really difficult to live with. I don't regret the band, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's a very tight piece of plastic. I've actually still got it. When I had the revision, the hospital, beautiful hospital in Istanbul, gave me the band back to bring home, and it's still actually in my back of my bathroom cupboard. It's a very tight piece of plastic that goes here right at the bottom of your esophagus, and if your body swells up, oh, let me just stick you on actually. Yeah, if your body swells up at any point, it makes the band tighter. So couldn't eat, couldn't drink for a lot of the time, was sick a lot, and it was tough. So I was thinking about it and had a lot of people on Instagram and Facebook and the internet on my radar who had a revision from a band to either a sleeve or a bypass. And throughout lockdown, I put weight back on because I couldn't get the band adjusted, which was horrific because I was coming up to getting married and I wanted to lose loads of weight for the wedding and wasn't half as happy as I should have been on my wedding day at my weight. I was too heavy. And then, like a couple of weeks after the wedding, Sue's got diagnosed with terminal cancer, which was the worst time of my life, as you all know, and the worst time of her life, obviously. But I'd already looked into getting the revision, and I thought, I was carrying too much weight, my knees were ripping, I was sore, I was aching, my back was breaking. I thought, if I don't have this surgery now, I'm never going to be able to look after her. I'm never going to be able to get through the care that she's going to need. So really, without anybody knowing, I packed myself off to Istanbul, to the most incredible private hospital. The horror stories you hear from Turkey, half of them are fake. Their complication rate is way lower than ours in the UK. The hospitals are state of the art if you pick the right one. The surgeons work all over the world and in the UK. All you need to do is make sure you've done your research properly. You pick the best surgeon, the best hospital, and you don't get turfed out into a clinic by a pool a couple of days later. I picked a hospital that had an intensive care unit. They kept me in. They like you to stay in for a minimum of 5 days, which is incredible. In the UK, they'd turf you out the day after. So, Dave, calm down, sweetheart. The dog's barked outside. David, Thank you for letting me know. We've just been on a big walk, haven't we? Yes, and it was so much fun. Shush, Gobby. Minky. Shush. Chip, chip. Dad. No. So, yeah, packed myself off to Istanbul. Excuse me, talking. Thank you. You're so pretty. Had the band removed and a Roux-en-Y bypass. I went for the Big Daddy because I'd known a few people that had had the sleeve and put the weight back on, and I wasn't gonna go through that again. So then lost a good 3-4 stone. Incredible, felt great. But obviously Suze had got diagnosed within that time. Through the time I'd lost it, I was still working. The more poorly she got, 5-6 months in, I gave up work, as you know, my family business, the Dog Poo Fairy, and moved back to North Yorkshire to be with my identical twin sister 100% all the time, because I couldn't leave her. I had to look after her all the time. I couldn't bear to see how people were looking after her. It was wrong. You know, they didn't look after her. So that's what I did. So then I wasn't moving as much. I was eating high calorie foods in the hospitals, in the nursing homes, in the hospice. Everything's calorie laden to keep weight on patients. When I wasn't eating in the facilities, I was getting, you know, I was trying to eat healthy, but, you know, I would get whatever Suze wanted and I'd eat the same, and started to pile it back on again, which for me and Suze and Mum and Dad and my brothers, it was all so easy to put weight on, whether we were eating healthy food or not. Minky, you're waggling the camera. Moo, lay down. And yeah, it was just been tough, really, really tough. That this, you know, my whole life has revolved around being big, being too big, and trying to get it off. So then, obviously, the horror happened of Dad dying, Mum dying, Suze dying, and marriage breaking down. And I came home, didn't work for a little bit, and then obviously I've got huge bills to pay, I've got vehicles to run, I had wages to pay, I had debts to pay. So I thought, let's get back into working. Ash left the family business, so I then had all of the work to do as one person, and it just started dropping off again. I think I got into a rhythm of just eating when I was hungry, which is the correct thing to do. We grew up, it was breakfast time, so we ate breakfast. It's dinner time, so you eat dinner. It's tea time, so you eat your tea. If you're not hungry, you know, as long as a bariatric patient, like if you are like me, that you take your vitamins and you prioritise your protein, then if you're not hungry, it's not necessary to always eat, as long as you're getting what you need throughout the day. Don't take anything I say. You know, this is my opinion, this is my journey, this is my weight loss. If you're looking to go on a weight loss journey, get some doctor's advice, get a nutritionist's advice. Don't take it. We're all different. I've never lost this. This is the smallest I've ever been at 9.5 stone. And at 5'3", that's still considered pretty chunky. So I appreciate all of your kindness, you know, saying you're not eating, you look like you're not coping because of the weight loss. Believe me, I feel great. I really do. And I think I look like I've lost more because I've lost nine stone odd. So the wrinkly skin makes me look, and the bony bits makes me look like I'm thinner than I am. But that's only because I've lost such an incredible amount of weight over short and long periods of time that it makes me look, I think it makes me look smaller or more frail sometimes than I actually am. But I do appreciate all of your kindness and concern. But it's just the weight loss it's just the weight loss surgery that that's made me, a bit wrinkly. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. So many saying just how are you? Again, great. Really, I really am. I feel great. Everything, just apart from working really hard and feeling like I have no time to do anything else, I am great. Jane, is this the thinnest you've ever been? Like I mentioned before, yeah. Don't remember ever being this thin when I was even age 9, 10. I don't think I was 9 stone something. Can you share how you've lost so much weight? Done that. Oh, here we go. Christy, how do you deal with anxiety, health anxiety and depression? What things help you get through the day, or what helps you control your thoughts when you experience these consuming feelings? Wow, great question. The anxiety, health anxiety, all consuming feelings are all valid. I think that one of the biggest things is like the doctors always used to try and tell me and Susie before she was diagnosed and things that we were depressed. We were never depressed. It's sadness. It's sad. It's feeling sad. It's a completely different thing. I'm really against all these doctors trying to shove antidepressants down people's necks when really it's sadness, which is completely different. A sadness is something that is an emotion that you need to feel, you need to live through, you need to work through. It's normal. Depression is completely different, in my opinion. And how I deal with it is, don't get me wrong, there's days when I really still lose it. Tears streaming, overwhelming, intrusive thoughts, flashbacks, nightmares, like night terrors, waking up screaming, crying. Sometimes I can just see an ambulance drive past, or I went to a client's house the other day and her daughter was dressed in a paramedic's uniform ready to go to work, and my heart sunk, and I felt like I'd been punched in the throat, and I just took myself off a minute, and I like to ground myself, feel the wind on my face, feel the sun, the rain, the temperature, look at a tree, look at a leaf, look at a tiny sapling growing through a wall, anything that'll bring me back down. Look at my babies, give them a cuddle, and try and get my shoulders to drop. It's a really difficult thing to do when you have PTSD and complex grief, to be able to bring that back down and to stop it from overtaking you, because if you do, it's very easy to lose it. It's extremely easy to lose your whole mind in an instant. You have to bring it back down. You have to say, it was real, it's took me back to a place I don't want to be, and I'm now going to push it away and carry on with my day. So that's how I get through that. Ghost in the House Anne, I got a question. I'm getting a dog and I'm not sure what dog to get. I'm thinking about the dogs that you've got. Okay, Chihuahuas, Chihuahua Cross Sausage Dog, are notoriously naughty. They don't listen. Yep. Thank you. They're now protesting. excuse me, sometimes you are. Sometimes you are very naughty. Minky, don't answer back. Don't answer me back. Yes, but they are incredibly cute. And as long as you get the training right, mine, to be fair, Minky and Dave have never been a problem. Dave's got some anger issues and problems with other dogs and things like that. Excuse me. But apart from that, they're great dogs. All I would suggest you do is think about your mobility and how much time you can give a dog, whether they need how much walking. You get a working dog, some sort of spaniel, terrier, collie, anything like that. A working dog will need an extreme amount of exercise. Even Minky and Dave, they will not let me not take them out. If they demand to go out, it's a bit dry bit there. If they demand to go for walkies, then they need to go. And of course they do go. But I know so many people that don't take their dogs out at all. And there's a saying that your dog only sees what you allow it to. And I love that, because they need the most amazing adventures. Make your dog's day so special, because they can only see what you show them. And imagine if they never saw anything. So, yeah, if you can get out with your doggy, even to the local park, or enrich their lives with as much as you possibly can, because they deserve it. They're just so precious. So thank you for that one. The next one is, do you have faith in God? Gloria, I have prayed. Do you have faith in God? I have prayed for you through all of your trauma. I'm so happy to see that you're doing. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to see that you're doing much better these days. I know that grief comes in waves, but so does joy. Oh gosh, you're so right. And that was another wave that just came over then, because I'm so thankful for you all. And I know, as I do for other YouTubers, I feel their pain. I feel like I want to reach out and hug them and help them. And the reason I go around the back is because I tie my hair up. So I only just put a tiny sweep around the back of my neck, in case I tie my hair up and I've got a completely white neck that stops here. I don't know. Me and Suze were christened. We went to church all the time when we were kids. So Dad in the army, went to the garrison church and Sunday school, and we absolutely loved it, and I still do. Again, if you've watched from the beginning, I still really do love a church and the peacefulness it brings. If I do see a church from on holiday, or even just in my local area, I will try and stop and go and have a look. I would love to have. I have faith in something. Something. I don't know what it is, but it's what, and I know a lot of you have an opinion on this, which is great and fine, and you help with everything that you know, and opinions are there to not change people's minds, but to give an overview, or to make you think differently, or to question things, which is always a good thing. It's always a good thing. You shouldn't have a closed mind. But I just find it so hard to believe that there was a God that could be, I think if there was a God, that the things that happened to Susie and the things that she had to endure, I can't believe, I'm not sure I can believe that there's a God that could be so cruel. And I know some of you say, well, that wasn't God. Well, then I don't know how, if it was humans or... She didn't deserve that. She didn't deserve it. And I don't know who made... I don't know is the answer to that one. That's a very difficult one. That's a very difficult one. Mary, how is Liberty doing? And Jason, Liberty is great. She's also been having nightmares and, things like I have. We did touch base not so long back, and she's having wobbles as well. She misses Suze terribly, and yeah, it's really hard to see. Haven't touched base with Susie's school friends a massive amount, but I haven't touched base with anyone really. So I think that's on the cards at some point. Really need to touch base with everybody and see how everyone's doing. Jason, I touched base with him not so long back as well, and said again that I need to, this is just the Ted Baker palette, that I need to go and sort some of Susie's things out at the house, because believe it or not, since she passed away, I've not actually been back to her house or her bedroom or sorted anything out or gone through her things or anything, which is unbelievable, really. I thought I would go back and go through all her things, and I know there's some people that want some of her artwork, or obviously family, and everyone gets, she said she wants it to stay with family and to get first dibs, but I know people want some of her artwork tattooed on them. So that was the Maybelline Matte Blush in Pink Mirage. It gives such a beautiful colour, such a beautiful glow. It's buildable as well. So yeah, I need to go back and sort that out. So Liberty and Jason are doing fine, and Pepper. Really tough one, really. Not sure about this one. Will you marry again? Well, that's... I need to get divorced first, which is going to cost me an awful lot of money, which I said to Ash I'll sort out at some point. So, and plus, I don't know if anyone will ever ask me again. That's a really hard question, and so many different factors. But never say never. If that happened, who knows? Sorry, number 7, Spotlight palette. And I use Starstruck and Exquisite. It's really pretty. What previous jobs have you had? Not many. Not many, guys. I was always a grafter and very loyal in my jobs. So I didn't flit about, and always had bills to pay from a young age, really, because I had horses, I had animals to pay for. And so yeah, let's start. I worked in a little local convenience store from about 14 while I was at school. I think I got paid £1.54 an hour. Oh my gosh. Back in 1994. So that was my first job. Then I worked for Mick Easterby Racing, at a racing yard. I think I went on work experience when I was 15. and then continued to just ride out as like just a stable hand, you know, helping around the yard and things like that, riding the pointers up the gallops. But then did this leg, my left leg, sorry. Yeah. And that put a stop to that about 3 years in. So I didn't work in racing again after that. Then I worked in a shop in York city centre, just selling knickknacks and beautiful things. And then I started work at Rideaway. So I worked at Rideaway, a saddlery and country clothing store, for about 7.5 years. And then worked in, this sounds like I've had a lot of jobs, but this is like at such a young age, before I sort of got into a career. So 7.5 years was Rideaway. Then worked in a pub as a little stopgap before I got the job in the solicitors. I'm just going to go in with the Tallow Ash Advanced Serum, which makes my eyelashes so long. Yeah, then I worked in a law firm, one of the largest law firms in the UK, dealing with people that had car accidents and motorbike accidents, because I've been a biker most of my life. And we took the accident details on behalf of insurance companies. We were their first point of call. So when you rung your insurance company, we would be the people that would put in place your hire vehicle, your repairs, any help you would need, your legal team, and things like that. So I worked there for 11 years, then got made redundant and started my pet waste business, which changed my life. So I'm now a dog poo fairy and obviously do YouTube, and we clear up dog poo for those that can't, won't, don't want to, elderly, pregnant, disabled, nurses, doctors, footballers, and we go and clear the poop in the gardens. We also clear up for events, shows, football fields. Yeah, just anyone that needs poop clearing up. We do that. I do that. So they're all the jobs that I've had. The next one is, again, what kickstarted your incredible obvious weight loss over the past months, Karen? Working, non-stop work, not stopping. Jessie, are you going to get any more rabbits? That's a real tough one. After I had reserved and paid the deposits for, my beautiful lion mane rabbits, Marigold, Daphne and Denzel Washington, and they all passed away from that horrible virus, including nearly all of her entire stock, and a lot of breeders around West Yorkshire also lost their entire collection of rabbits. Bought the big outdoor enclosure and all the signs for the houses, the bedrooms, new toys and everything. My heart is so sore that I'm not too sure at the moment, guys. I would really love to get rabbits again. They are so joyful. They bring so much happiness and joy and fun into your life. If you keep a rabbit out of a hutch, never cage it, and have it as a house rabbit with a big run outside, it will bring you the most fun and joy. There's a guy that I follow on TikTok with his rabbit, this young guy, and he loves it so much. He's got, I want to say 1 million followers or something, not far off. And he just is a guy in the UK, and he just loves his bunny, and he makes the most beautiful houses and beds for it, and talks to it and has banter with it. and it's hilarious. So I'm not too sure, Jessie, whether I'll get any more rabbits yet. Never say never, but the babies are getting older, and I'll concentrate on Minky and Dave, I think, and give myself a little break. Oh gosh, Lozzie, may I ask you a question, please? What breed is Minky, and does she bark at other dogs? She's a Chiweenie. Her dad was full Chihuahua. Her mum was crossed Chihuahua crossed Mini Dachshund. Same with Dave. And she only barks at other dogs when she can't see them or Dave starts. So like in the beginning of the video when they heard one outside, Dave will start and then Minky will just follow. But outside she won't bark at another dog. Never. She's a good girl. Hi Emma, Donna's put, hi Emma, I hope you're having a good day. I am, thank you. Have you ever considered starting a channel about makeup, fashion, skincare, tips and tricks? I think I've thought about it, but I'll always incorporate it into just a daily vlog. I think to make another channel wouldn't be. I think I'll just upload it on this one. Ruby's girl, hi Emma. If this is too personal a question, I respect your decision not to answer. Do you believe in the afterlife? I personally do. Okay. I don't know. I wanted to believe that there was, and I told Suze to wait for me. I don't know how it could just be the end when our minds are so incredibly complex that, and thoughts can be how can it all just end? I don't know. What do you think? Everybody else, what do you think? It'd be interesting to get your take on that, because I've been chatting for a long time. Right. Green Eyes Time Flies. Where would you like to travel or visit in the future? So many places. So many. Desperately want to go to Florida, to Disney World, because I'm a big kid. And I want to go to Harry Potter World. I want to go to... I'm just going to build some more of this blusher on. I want to go to Crete. After going to Corfu in Greece, my friends who... Greece is their like spiritual home. They've said you must go to Crete. You'll love it. So that's on the list. I would love to go to South America. Oh my gosh, so many places. I am going to Turkey soon. In the not too distant future. That's another question you've all asked. Where's your next holiday? That's in September, and that's to Turkey. So that'll be exciting. That's just another one to switch off from work. I will vlog it. I'll vlog what I can. But again, Sue's told me there's no time to waste. If you can get away and see the world and have these experiences, we work hard, then do it. Fleur Pug 2021, what are your goals for the rest of the year? The goals for the rest of the year, Lash Paradise, by the way, L'Oreal, are to get the kitchen done, or at least started. I don't think you would have seen the vlog yet, but the wheels have been put in motion, and things have been measured up for the initial designs. So that's probably one of the main things. I wouldn't say for the rest of the year, because my friends are building their own house and it may not happen this year, but I trust them and I don't want anyone else to come in and I don't want to be ripped off or worried that people are having my pants down. So I'd rather wait for my friends to do it They've built the most incredible houses, renovations, like over the last few years, and I really trust them to do their thing with the kitchen. Yeah, so that's fantastic. Green Ice Time Flies. Another one. Is your kitchen renovation still happening? Just answered that, yes. What do you plan to do with the rabbits' outside areas that you bought? The big sort of enclosure has now got their things in. Haven't actually had the heart to remove their toys and stuff from there yet, but I've also put like the oh my gosh, lawnmower and things in there for now. So I know there's two open bits in the middle, but I've just sort of used it as like a shed for a bit of storage. And yeah, unsure exactly what to do with that, whether I keep it and use it in the future. Unsure. Sandy, will we ever see your boyfriend? There has been a picture on Instagram, but probably unlikely on a vlog, although sometimes he says he would do a certain review on things. But he's not into social media at all, guys, at all. He doesn't really like social media, so possibly not like in a video. It might be unlikely that you'll see him. Are you planning on another holiday? Yep, talked about that one. How long have you been in your current home and do you plan to stay there? I bought the house about is it 3 or 4 years ago? 3-4 years ago. And yes, I do plan to stay here. Me and Ash have had full-on discussions about everything. I have paid the mortgage myself, and any equity with the floor sinking in the kitchen has been swallowed up anyway. And Ash said he's not going to have any. It's going to be a no contest divorce because the money that's going to cost me. The money that's going to cost me to fix the floor, and obviously the kitchen needs ripping out because the units have all sunk, which need cutting. So everything needs to go really because of the floor, which is why I'm getting the kitchen done, because it's dragging everything down. It needs doing. So it's going to be a no contest divorce, and yes, I am going to stay here and continue to pay for it myself. How did you and your husband meet, Amy? I'm guessing you mean Ash. We met years ago in a nightclub in York, but as I say, unfortunately, we have separated now, and we'll be getting a divorce at some point when I manage to sort out. It's such a mind fuck to sort things out like that. There's lots of forms and things involved. Probably a court hearing, even a no contest divorce as well, to show that all parties are happy with the split. Was there ever a time when you wanted children? Yeah, probably still do, but it doesn't happen for everybody. That's a really tough question, again, to answer or be asked. It's very personal. Sometimes you can't have children, it doesn't happen, it happens at the wrong time. Have been pregnant in the past, and things didn't work out. So yes. How did you Fuffs 0904? How did you get the idea for your business? I was sat in the office in the law firm, hating my life, undervalued, overworked, and saw an advert, saw an article in a newspaper about somebody in Australia or America or both, I can't remember now, it was a long time ago, 14 years ago, who picked up dog poo for a living. And I thought, like all you do and everybody else does, I thought, what? And then I started thinking, who picks up the dog poo for the people that can't? You know, that they've had the dogs for ages, then had a stroke, or they've had an injury, or they've got pregnant. And obviously your dogs are still a massive part of your family. You don't just get rid of your dog. They're your children. You keep, you know, so how, if you can't bend or lift, or your mobility's been affected, or you're now in a wheelchair, how do you pick up the poop? So I researched it for a long time, about 9 months, because I worked in a law firm. I knew exactly what I needed to do to try and get the right disinfectant and the right work practice. And set up, and within 10 minutes I had my first client. So I worked around a full-time job in a law firm. Oh gosh, I used to take Minky and Dave to Terry's, my brother's, when I'd finished work, so they could have fun with him while I went out and did a few clients that I'd managed to get while I was building the business and working it out and test trading. And then it just, when I got made redundant, it just spiraled from there, and now it's been my full-time job for 10 years. Dog poop fairy picking up poop. So that's that one. And lots, where would you like to travel? I go on holiday, addressed all that. How did you meet your new boyfriend? Smith was Webb. There's, again, lots and lots of questions about that. We met probably 20 years ago in my hometown. He was building a hotel, and yeah, remained friends for years and years and years. And then both split up from our partners, and around Christmas time sort of decided that this is what we'd make a go of it. So we did, and things have been incredible ever since, and we're very happy. So that's that one. Sorry, it's so awkward. Okay. Oh, this is a similar one then. Shannon, sorry if it's personal. What made you know you were ready to get into another relationship so soon? It wasn't so soon. And I suppose I knew, because after everything that had happened, life is so incredibly short that I really honestly didn't care about waiting for anything. I think that if you can be happy in the there and now, grab it then. If you wait, you know, imagine if Susie had waited, she didn't have the time. It was taken away from her. A ladder was kicked away. We all have a ladder to get out of our holes. If your ladder's been taken away, like I know it has for some of you, and you're fighting the battle now of living in that hole that Suze did, and my heart is with you, because I know where you are. But you know what? Grab your happy, chase your happy. Suze told me that. She said, chase your happy. Don't be unhappy for a second. If you can grab it and chase it, take it. So, yeah, if you get an opportunity that's making you happy, grab it for as long as you can. Zenith Sharon, how are you? I'm really great, thank you. How are you? I hope you're all having a lovely weekend. And yeah, I'm fab. Danielle, do you feel like if Suze hadn't have gotten, she's put the C word, would you still do YouTube, and would you still be with Ash? I did upload YouTube videos before that, not very many, but about you know, my life and work and things like that. So I suppose I wasn't so into it. I didn't have a message to get across like I did when it happened to Suze, and Suze said, I want my life to mean something. Please tell people about it. Tell them everything so that they don't have to go through what I went through. So no, I'm not too sure whether I'd have still done YouTube to the extent I do it now. Probably not at all. But I would have liked, knowing what I know now about YouTube and how much of a therapy it's been and how much of a saviour it has been for me, I would like to think that I maybe carried on with it for the work side of things, and it maybe have gone somewhere, but probably not if Susie hadn't have got it, because I wouldn't have had a story to tell. And would I still be with Ash? Again, very hard question. You know, I don't know. I wouldn't have thought so, because I was realising that we both weren't happy. But when you've got loads of bills to pay and you're both working together, it's one of those things. People stay in relationships for years that aren't right or don't work. It's, you know, it's whether you've got the strength. So I had the strength to say it's not working, it's not been right, we're both not happy. We can both see that after Suze had passed away. And now we're both happy. He's met somebody else, I've met somebody else. You can't stay in an unhappy relationship. I can say that now. You can't stay in an unhappy relationship for the sake of it. So that's that one. Have you ever been in debt? Pups Daisies, have you ever been in debt, struggling at the minute? Yeah, and I still am. Huge mortgage, vehicles on finance, motorbike I still pay for, but it's been off the road in the garage. Obviously still insured, insurance to pay for, dogs to pay for. Yeah, I just work incredibly hard. I try not to take on any more debt, but obviously the kitchen floor needs sorting. I have saved up money from working to get that done, but and the van that Ash drives is still in my name and I pay for, but that's finished being paid off this month. So that's one more debt gone, thank goodness. So yeah, all I can say is keep chipping away at it. Chip away, and save what you can, but still enjoy life, because you can't take it with you. And it's not all about, it's not all about just paying bills. If you're earning your money and you can pay your bills and still have a bit left over to go on holiday or live your life, do that as well. Right. How did you meet your boyfriend? How did you lose weight? How did you lose weight? Pavel Jill, like you, my darling friend, I'm grieving much loss this past year. What are some things you do for yourself to help cope with that pain? By the way, I love you so much, and I think of Sue's mum and your father often. I know you do, sweetheart. I talk to you guys. That's one thing I do for myself. I make myself up, which again, some of you might think silly just to go to work or to not really do anything, but I need to sort my hair out now, don't I? But I enjoy it. It makes me feel better. I'll take myself to a lovely coffee shop. I'll take my doggies out. I'll book a holiday if I can. I'll ground myself in nature. I'll take myself out for a walk by a lake or a river, or Just little simple things a lot of the time. That's the best thing. Denise Hess, did your mum dress you and your twin sister the same when you were little? Yeah. We had matching frilly dresses, matching pigtails, matching ribbons, matching shoes. Sometimes exactly the same but in different colours. But yeah. Yeah, we were those twins. SUZICC.art, Suzik Art. Do you still see Jo? I do. She's now currently in Ireland watching Oasis with her son, or she was last night, which she sent me a few photos and looks like she was just having the most incredible time. Let me just crack open a Coke Zero because I've done my face now. I just need to do my hair, and then I've got some try-ons to do if I can be bothered today. But it is Sunday, a day of rest. Excuse me. So yeah, I do. But she's got the grandkids at hers, obviously being the 6 weeks summer holidays from school. She's busy. She's always at some sort of knit and natter crafty choir. She's a busy old bees, Jo. So sometimes I see her when I go around and poop scoop her garden. But sometimes we're like ships passing in the night. When she's back from Ireland, seeing Oasis, we definitely need to arrange a catch up. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. So if you're watching, Jo. Okay. Amy Lou, I'm your age and couldn't have any human children either. How does that affect? Oh gosh, I've cut the bottom off. How does that affect you? Well, I could have children. It never was the right time and just didn't happen. And I suppose it has affected me. But what can I do? You know, if it didn't happen, it didn't happen. And, you know, gosh, if I got pregnant now at nearly 45, that would be, I think, you know, I'm too old now. I'm too old for all of that. But I hope that you're okay with the way that your life has gone. I don't know whether you look down adoption or fertility treatment or any other things like that. I have in the past, and it wasn't for me in the end. So yeah. Laurie Eves, no question, just hoping that you're finding some happiness along this journey. You bloody deserve it. Thank you, sweetheart. Dave, darling, listen. Just people outside. Good boy. H. Jane Drummo or Drummond. Again, it's cut your name off. Sorry, sweetheart. Quick question. I got a puppy. How do I stop him from biting? He has plenty of toys. Right. Dave was never a biter or a chewer, but Minky did with those little needle teeth. She used to grab hold of my fingers and hands. And I've still got the purple hairbrush that she had when she was a baby that still has a load of bite marks in it. She's just used to hold it and chew the handle. All I can suggest is that when they start doing it, you immediately take your hands away. You go, nope. And you give them no attention. So every time they start biting and chewing, you take the thing away that they're using and you give no attention. Just a one short, nope. And then don't allow them to bite or do it anymore, and it will stop. I promise, it will stop. Where did you meet your own man? That's done. Oh gosh, I think that's it. So thankfully for you lot, I'm going to stop going on now. That is all the questions I think that everybody has asked. If I've missed any, I'm so sorry. I tried to screenshot them all and put them in a little folder, but I'm aware that I might have missed a few. Which, if I have, I'm so sorry. Diddly. Just looking through. There's a ton of comments I've not managed to reply to on YouTube as well. But yeah, if I've missed any, I'm so sorry. I hope you've enjoyed that little chatty Q&A. And oh my gosh, I've been chatting for an hour. That's got to be cut down. Wowzers, this is going to be a long one. But if you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Put a comment down below. Tell me what you've been up to. And I love you so much. Like more than you could ever know. Love you.